welcome back. I'm Morgan Malnicki, Social Media and Marketing Director for Sentinel Media Company. Today, I am welcomed by two of my favorite ladies, Melissa Tallman and Heather Hage from Griffith Institute. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Now that we've been chatting for like 20 minutes, but now everyone's like calmed down and I'm like back to
We're
what
nice and docile to have a proper interview now.
back to what we were chatting about. Okay, so
Are we? No,
Are we?
I don't think so.
you're good. You're good. And you asked me, or we were talking about earlier, and I told you to save it, but about what do you keep your heat at your house?
Are you ready?
And I think we can readdress now.
I feel like my answer is such an outlier. I'm going to screw up the standard deviation of your
You're not, because
participants.
we've had a
I'm
wide
a
range.
72 to 74 girl.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
Mhm, okay. I'm like a 70, but we've had anywhere from like in the mid 50s, Melissa. And so this has started from the first episode of what someone kept their heat on, and now I ask every single person that comes on what they keep their heat on.
We have two zones in our house. So the main part of our house, I leave it about 68 to 70 throughout
Yeah.
the day. But then
That's the correct answer.
Our bedrooms and bathroom are at a, don't hate me on this one, it's a 62.
I'll take your kids. Yeah.
Because, wait, there's studies that show if you sleep in colder rooms, you actually get a better night's sleep.
My bathroom floors, so when I redid my bathrooms last year, we put heat in the floors. Those were at 84.
I mean,
Oh, see, now that would be nice.
That's
yeah, because then you
amazing.
walk in when it's chilly, you step on the floor, and it's not just.
do you have to preheat it? Like you're preheating an oven?
You can if you want to, but it has a thermostat, so you just set what time you want it at what temperatures.
Oh my God, I need that. My kitchen floor or my bathroom floors are wood because it used to be a closet. I'm like, this is so random, but anyways, okay. Thank you so much for your answers. But yes, we've had a range of like literally mid 50s, and I'm like, okay, how are your kids alive? To
I don't think anyone's kids ever died because they were in 50-degree temperature.
I mean, it's really rude. These poor children.
They're conditioned well.
Yeah, clearly. Okay, so what's going on at Griffith Institute? Talk to me. Tell me what's going on. What's
Well,
the real
Griffiths
deal?
is in a really interesting phase of development. This year, we're very excited to be expanding our programming from our site here as your neighbors here on Griffiths Business and Technology
Yeah, we're
Park,
neighbors.
and pushing into some of our local schools. So that's a big and exciting development to bring more STEM and entrepreneurial education out to members of our community. And that's probably the thing I'm most excited about in this moment, speaking to you in April, just as we're kicking off the summer, being able to reach more young people, get people inspired and excited about experimenting and falling in love with science, and also choosing to serve the country through those efforts is something that is deeply meaningful for us. And so we're excited to make that happen.
And I guess I should have backed up a little bit. Melissa, talk to me about what Griffith Institute does, what they do for our community here nationally. Yeah, I mean, for someone that has no idea about Griffith.
Yeah. So Griffith Institute is a STEM talent and technology accelerator. What does that mean? We help enable that next generation of enthusiasts in technology, whether it's quantum, cyber, uncrewed aerial systems that we know as drones, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So we are really that pipeline for individuals from the Mohawk Valley all the way from a West Coast presence to get excited and have opportunities at their hands and their fingertips to know what's available in more so of a defense career aspect. So we do everything from 3 through 12th grade STEM camps, offering them throughout the summertime. Heather just mentioned that we're increasing the STEM camps to go into schools, so 4 local schools in the Mohawk Valley from VVS,
Rome, Utica, and an extension site at SUNY Poly, a more accessible location, especially for the hill towns and towns to the east.
And then attracting collegiate talent through internships, paid internships throughout the summertime through Griffith Institute, pairing them with the brightest minds and engineers from Rome Labs here at Air Force Research Lab, and then having entrepreneurship opportunities. What does it look like to go ahead and work with a defense customer? So you can get all of that and a little bit more at Griffith Institute, and it's about opening doors, collaborative opportunities, and networking.
Awesome. And what drew you? I know it's relatively new to you. So what drew you to the GI mission to want to be involved there?
I hope you're going to start from the beginning with what you're starting your business and everything everything like that. Will you
I
please?
can,
'Cause
yeah.
Please. It's such a great tale.
So I grew up in a very entrepreneurial family. So in a service industry field with baked goods on Varick Street, I knew all about making sure that hospitality was number one and that the community really was what helped serve our family. And when I ended up going out into the career myself, I went to massage school and opened up a health and wellness practice here in the Mohawk Valley.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, Escape Away Massage for about 14 years. Expanded that, grew, and ended up having about 6 to 8 therapists. We had a couple satellite locations here in the Mohawk Valley, but it was really the people that made me more intrigued to stay here in the Mohawk Valley and expand and want to do more.
We love that.
So when I sold the business in 2018, I decided to go back to school, ended up working for another nonprofit organization that was based down in DC that represented a lot of domestic manufacturing and really highlighted the importance of reshoring and bringing manufacturing back to the United States. During the pandemic, we worked remote prior to. We traveled all across the nation visiting manufacturing companies. But it was really pivotal for me whenever I would fly back into the Syracuse airport, flying back into New York State, traveling down I-90 back into Utica, and there was always something about being home. It's beautiful, this whole entire country that we have, but there's nothing more special than the Mohawk Valley. It's the people, it's the food, it's the atmosphere, the 4 seasons.
I always say that. I love going away, but I love coming home.
Love coming home, right? It's nice. There's something special about it. And so when the opportunity came back in 2021 to go ahead and see opportunities here at Griffith Institute, it was the mission that drew me because it brought everything that I knew about entrepreneurial, about the kids, about the people, and then about defending our country all rolled into one. And so I've been on board since summer of 2021 and have not looked back since. It's been wonderful to see the organization grow the way that it has, but also be more impactful back to the community. What we do here is really this well-kept secret, and it's nice to go out and boast about it. A lot of the individuals that we represent are amazing, bright, talented individuals that I could only aspire to be one day, but I get the joy of being able to tell their stories and tell the applicableness of their technologies that they're building on and their interest in being able to be that dot connector.
Yeah.
So,
well, same kind of idea because we're both in the marketing field, and I get that same vision. I love being able to share. Why is it so important to invest in STEM here locally, opposed to like a national? Or opposed to nationally?
Both are important. We're in the middle of a STEM-demic right now where we are being outranked by China at least, 10%?
10 to 1.
Or 10 times more. So if we don't go ahead and invest in our next generation now, someone else is going to. And that means making sure that they have good paying jobs. That means that we've got the right people behind there to go ahead and have cybersecurity, counterattack aspects for any type of hacking things that are going on within cybersecurity, secure quantum communications and networking, the drones that are flying in the air, making sure that they're being engineered by individuals who know about national security and keeping our military safe, our personnel safe, and then our civilians safe as well.
Awesome. And I know we were just chatting about how we have a PAC summer at GI. Heather, talk to me about how young professionals or students can get involved with everything you guys have going on.
Oh, so many opportunities, right? So we're all about STEM and entrepreneurial education, and in particular, complementing traditional academic pathways with real-world experiences. So as a young person, you can learn in a hands-on way in the real world what you like, what speaks to you, what motivates you, what gets you excited, and in particular, hone your technical skills on the way to attaining your degree and pursuing new career pathways. So how do people get involved and interested? It's knowing the landscape of our programming, all of which is amply communicated and provided for on our website at griffithsinstitute.org.
Perfect.
And Melissa's team is also very active and always making sure if we have a program that's accepting applications, whether that is STEM programs for elementary, middle school, and high schoolers, whether that is collegiate internships, where we take great pride in creating access for undergraduate students to get involved in research activities. That's actually very rare and very difficult on traditional college campuses, even at R1 and R2 research universities for undergraduates to get exposure and access to research is a real challenge that the whole country struggles with. So we pride ourselves on creating those opportunities hand in glove with the Air Force Research Laboratory and our wonderful colleagues there at the Information Directorate. Or that is for startup companies that we perhaps are doing a funding round and investing in technology startups here in the region or in some of the other communities that we serve. Melissa's team does a beautiful job of making it very clear what the opportunity is, what the application deadlines are, and we deploy very light processes. So working with us is not like, writing a giant grant proposal, but it's expressing with clarity why you're a good fit for the program that you're pitching for, and then our team follows up and follows through with a very high-touch, personalized engagement. Because our goal at the end of the day, we have this whole array of programs, but as an independent nonprofit organization, we see a big world out there where, as Melissa described, our country is suffering a STEM-demic right now. China and India are both outpacing us in terms of STEM graduates, both from high school at baccalaureate level, undergraduate, collegiate level, as well as master's degrees and PhDs. That's why you see such an influx of international researchers working on various programs. But we believe in an America that prioritizes and recognizes the necessity of competing in this future economy where we're at the vanguard of artificial intelligence right now, and the pace of technology adoption is speeding up in ways that I don't think any human on earth has ever experienced.
Right.
And for our communities to compete, for the Mohawk Valley to be strong, because you asked about what's in it for the region versus what's in it for the nation, the call out for the nation is that we need to prepare more and better scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs to serve in our defense industrial base, point blank, period. It's necessary for our protection, and it's necessary to grow our economy and compete at a global scale. And why it's important for the Mohawk Valley is that STEM careers pay 50% more than anything else. You can look at like small differences in that number from region to region across the United States, but you'll find between 40 and 60% increases in salaries and quality of life for people who choose STEM. So it's an important pathway for our community in the Mohawk Valley to recognize there are options there. There are also supports here in this community. There's a nonprofit organization called the Griffiths Institute that lives to help our youth see pathways into STEM, and in particular, choose to start a business and be part of the entrepreneurial fabric in the Mohawk Valley, because we have incredible assets that we sometimes are so close to we don't recognize, right? We have we were talking about the weather, we have a beautiful quality of life, we have a low cost of living, we have outstanding schools. Where else can you wake up on a lake and be 10 minutes later walking into the front door of one of the most outstanding and world-class information technology laboratories in the world? I would challenge everyone to say there is no other place where you can actually accomplish that. So we have some incredible blessings in this community, and I have an opinion that continuing to prioritize emphasis on the sciences through both traditional, making sure our traditional academic institutions are strong. That's our K-12 system. That's our colleges. And the nonprofit organizations like ours, the intermediaries who help people find pathways into careers that can improve their quality of life. These are the things that we're really passionate about. And I hope that people in our community recognize, if you see yourself, whether you're a young person or you're not, if you see yourself in a pathway that maybe you're pursuing a technical path in science and engineering, or you're thinking about starting a company that can do so, we're the people that you can come to, and we will make your problem our problem. We will make your success our success, and put you first. That's what we do. It's what we love to do, and I hope that that's what we will keep doing for many, many years to come.
Honestly, mic drop. The episode is over, because everyone should be as passionate about where they're working as Heather. Genuinely, that was amazing.
I kind of get going.
I love it.
I don't really know what I said, but it came from the heart.
No, that was great. I mean, okay, so I have a couple questions going off of that. Yeah. What are the age? I know we said entrepreneurs that are looking to grow or whatever that looks like. What are the age range from students? Is it young? Who should be reaching out to you, looking into GI programs this summer or in general?
Yeah, so Melissa hit it. Right now, our focus is really third grade, or I should say our programming addresses opportunities from third grade to 12th grade. If you're talking about the whole of what we call the P20 landscape, right? So that's like pre-K through postdoctoral. In the K-12 realm, we really focus third grade and up. But in our vision for what we want to do over the next several years is to continue to expand that programming, more topics in more places for more students, right? So you'll see that continue to grow, but that's really the sweet spot. For STEM camp programming. So that's summertime. There's usually about 8 weeks of programming week over week. That's done here on site in Griffiths Business and Technology Park and on other locations across the region, as we just described. Excuse me. It's allergy season. We're scaling up into the schools, as we described this semester. And then when it comes to college students, age ranges, or it's really like educational attainment or education pathway, not necessarily relevant to age, because there are lots of non-traditional students who are not beginning a baccalaureate degree at age 17 or 18. So if you're in the collegiate band, whether doing a 2-year or 4-year degree, a technical master's or a PhD program, we have offerings that will provide access to experiential learning in real life career pathways. And that's everything from, if you come and do an internship with us, for example, this summer, you might be going over to AIS and working with the team also here on Griffiths Business and Technology Park. We also have an array of relationships with energy companies here in upstate New York as we're working on the energy storage problem with a team in Binghamton University. So there are probably, I think this year, maybe 30 locations where if students get engaged with the Griffiths Institute, we will employ you, but we will place you in an organization where you can learn what you want to learn and experience working as part of the defense industrial base. And then next year, let's say you're a freshman, you come and do an internship with us. Maybe you try out AIS and you do a cybersecurity internship under the tutelage of Sal Palladino. Then next year, you might want to explore working in the government. Well, we have relationships with Air Force bases, Navy, and Army partners all across the country. So if you want to go explore Hawaii or Florida or Utah or California, we're a runway to a whole world of defense innovation.
A literal runway.
Literally.
Runway.
It's a fun double entendre to all of those places. And so, like, some of what I love about what we do is seeing, a young kid, let's say from Oriskany, get on an airplane for the first time and go explore a career elsewhere for a summer. And then, as we were talking before we came onto taping, coming home at the end of that. And seeing people grow and develop through the experiences that we're able to create in partnership with the wonderful people in the Department of Defense, and especially here at the Air Force, who are so bright, so talented, also so thoughtful and caring. Like the Air Force or the government that you think of may not be the one that you discover when you come and spend time with us. Some of the most outstanding human beings I've ever had the pleasure to know.
There's just, it seems like so many opportunities in STEM. Like this, I mean, the opportunities are truly endless. I mean, from what you're describing, which is insane.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? Sorry, I get very into this, but
no, that's
love
the
whole
this.
thing about
this is why we are
science.
here. Please
Science,
tell me.
Go back into like World War II history and look at when Vannevar Bush was advising the president at that time. The reason we won World War II is because we heavily invested in the technologies that were needed to win that war. And at that time, Vannevar Bush wrote a beautiful piece called Science, the Endless Frontier. And this is the whole point about the reason that opportunities are boundless in STEM, because that is the intrinsic definition of what the thing is. Science is about curiosity, pushing boundaries, and discovering something new every single day. It is truly an endless frontier. So if you make the choice to get involved, however STEM manifests for you, like I'm not a scientist or an engineer, but I've spent an entire career working in technology transfer and development, right? And that's because I am curious and I want to see where we can push the boundary next. And so STEM is, by design, entrepreneurial, innovative, and knows no boundaries. You're never going to hit a wall that you can't turn right, as Todd says, step right and move forward. And keep discovering, keep pushing boundaries. And in so doing, make our country stronger and help our economy to grow.
Would you ever run for president?
Of what?
Goes out vote for you. I don't care. It doesn't matter, honestly. At this point, whatever you want. Thank you so much. That was, it's great to know, because I do think like the base or just being in Rome in general, like there's so many things that we have happening here that the community doesn't always know about. And I think just breaking it down, whether it's here or anywhere, for someone that has genuinely just an oversight, but not specific of what you guys do or what we do or what AS does, we know because we're seeing it every day, but there is so much going on, especially right here in our community, that just people don't know.
Yes, there is.
So thank you for explaining all of that, because genuinely that was really heartfelt and it was great. But I want to get into the golf tournament that we have coming up. So Melissa, talk to me about what's going on with this golf tournament. It's the inaugural, correct?
It's our inaugural Strokes of Genius charity golf tournament. So it's going to be May 19th, held at Cedar Lake Club. And we have some really great key sponsors, Sentinel being one of them.
And thank you.
Oh, you got it.
AX Enterprise, Nice Tech, First Source, Hage, High.
They better.
And then Hannaford also is currently one of our sponsors that just came on. So we're really excited to go ahead and really tap into our 501c3 status. As Heather had mentioned, an individual nonprofit. Over the past 22 years, we've really focused on what Air for All and our customers would want to go ahead and do for programming. But what we've heard over the last 5 and 6 years is that STEM is a need, and having startup accessibilities for these companies to come in is also a need. And it's funding that we know that we could raise and we could help put to good use. So doing 365-day programming for STEM, helping startups with particular needs that they have and programs and formats that are going to help propel them and help build economic development here right in the Mohawk Valley is important. So this is a day to celebrate all things that are innovative and impactful for the Griffith Institute.
And is this only for seasoned golfers, or is it newbies too? Because I hope you say newbies too. Because
this is for anybody. If you can pick up a golf club, you're invited. And to that, you can also, we have a hole that's going to be dedicated for anything but a putter.
Yes, I saw that. I need to know more.
Yeah, so being innovative and being creative and thinking outside the box, we want to make sure that this golf tournament is fun. There's no money at stakes. It's really a fun golf tournament to go ahead and raise funds and awareness for STEM and startups in the Mohawk Valley. But at this one particular hole, you can bring anything that you like with you on the golf course that is but a putter. So if you want to use one of your irons, you can. If you want to use your shoe, you want to use a water bottle.
Can we bring props?
What about a leaf blower?
You could bring a leaf blower,
Okay, I'm so
a
down.
broom.
Perfect. Okay, fantastic.
You name
I'll
it.
make sure to bring prop on the calendar so everyone brings the required prop.
Yeah, and then Hole 9, Master Vito Hyundai has graciously sponsored the opportunity to win a car if somebody were to go ahead and get a hole-in-one.
Perfect. And so you're looking for golfers, you're looking for sponsors. How can people get involved if they want to?
Head right to our website, griffithsinstitute.org. Go underneath events. You'll be able to see the Strokes of Genius. You can register. You can go ahead and sponsor. We are looking to be able to go ahead and fill all 30 spots. We are almost there, so space is limited at this time. But we encourage everybody to get involved. And even if sponsorship opportunities are taken, we will be more than happy to go ahead and make sure that one is mentioned accordingly and represented throughout the whole entire day and beyond.
With so many golf tournaments happening too, I mean, this one is just something that like where it's going and that it hits home and, it stays right here in the Mohawk Valley, just with what you guys were mentioning with so much going on. So, and it's early in the season, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm itching to get out there onto the golf course too. I was really excited to go ahead and be able to secure an early May date for the golf tournament.
And now I really have to brainstorm on what I want to use for my anything but putter.
Yeah, innovation, Morgan. It's the key.
Thank you.
There's some really cool prizes too, actually, or auction items also
for a basket raffle.
We got some medical aesthetics gift card in there. There's
now we're talking
8 tickets each to SU and SU football and basketball non-conference. For next year and a couple
Syracuse
of
Mets are in there. There's a family 4-pack to the Most Museum.
Oh, wow, nice.
Some local restaurants have been able to go ahead and donate, from Rosie's Oriskany Diner, Tavallo's, and then Ramon's Bakery is in there as well. Yes, you can't leave that out.
I'm like, again,
Ramon's where the pastries are as big as my face.
Yes. Well, so I was doing community reader day and he was there and he brought a whole box of donuts. I'm like, my class is going to hate me. They see this box of donuts going by to another class. I'm like, great. Gosh, really, really need to step up my game. And then I know we had a golf tournament, but there's also Coffee and Concepts. Talk to me a little bit about how this is a different networking event than others.
Yeah. So it's a 1-hour networking event that happens typically the first and third Thursday of every single month right at Griffith Institute. It is open to anybody. We typically have a guest speaker that is talking some sort of technical aspect, but it's not to the point that the general public cannot participate or get interested in. We ended up having a guest speaker a few months ago and a sales rep from a global shoe line was on site because she was interested to go ahead and partner with us for STEM opportunities and being able to go ahead and have more of a representation. So there's opportunities for children to come in and learn about the STEM opportunities, having programming that's in there. What makes us different is that we welcome all aspects of life from industry, academia, and government. And then in the summertime, we take the show on the road.
Oh,
so
where are we going?
We're kicking off at SUNY Poly in May. So, and then we head over to the Children's Museum, and we have one slot left open for the summertime that we would love to be able to go ahead and identify and put the spotlight on a new business that's
Super
in this
fun.
area.
So if there's a business that's looking to host a Coffee and Concepts, we'll have them get in touch with you. When is the next one, and how can people register if they need to?
So there's no registration. It's open. Come as you are. And all the details can be found on our website at griffithsinstitute.org under events. And the next one is at SUNY Poly, and that's taking place May 1. And then in June, you can find us at the Children's Museum.
Perfect. Okay, and then every episode I try to do like a lightning round. So it's fun, short answers. And my sister was on yesterday and she's a registered dietitian, so I made hers everything food-based. But with you, I'm focusing more on the Mohawk Valley and everything you guys have going on. And I know, but the first one's an easy one.
Ooh.
What's your coffee order or drink of the morning?
Oh boy. There's so many layers to that because I
Are
drink
you
coffee
are you a
constantly.
3-drink girl?
I start with an Americano, which is probably my favorite black. When my coffee, I don't even want to get into my broken espresso machine, so that's a whole other topic. But start with an Americano. And then if I go out someplace, I'll usually, like a Starbucks, for example, I like the iced shaken espresso, hazelnut oat milk.
Okay.
That's killer. And then in the local shops, I'll usually just go for like, what's the best thing that they've got going? Like, what are they known for?
Barista
or whatever.
special.
Yeah, because I'm not terribly fussy, but I like to lean into what an establishment thinks is its kind of prime thing. But I'm an all coffee all the time kind of girl.
You're
I love
on
a
the
red
roll.
eye once in a while.
Welcome to my show.
Yeah.
Because this is me.
And iced coffee
Always.
too. Iced coffee. That's
Yeah,
what this is.
always
today.
ice.
It's
It could
hot
be
out, so you gotta
negative
ice it.
77 and I'm still drinking iced coffee.
Yeah.
What's your order, Melissa? Or are you like a
I'm-
tea matcha?
No, well, I'm a little bit. I start in the morning with coffee with just a little bit of almond milk, and then I'll switch over. I have to have my Starbucks. I'm a venti vanilla chai latte, hot or iced, depending on the day.
You like what you like.
I know.
Honestly, I get
I'm a
it.
creature
What's
of
your
habit.
slogan?
To the same.
What do you do?
I like Utica coffee cold brew with sugar-free vanilla. I used to get their chocolate chip cookie syrup, but they discontinued it. So I literally told them I'm going to bring a bottle just to put it in the corner so it can be for me. And they're like, sure.
We are on a
touch
French
of cream.
toast kick at our house from Utica Coffee.
I can
French toast
feel
brew,
the
like the
fresh-
coffee
yeah,
itself
the
is
brew.
French toast?
my body knows when I'm drinking Utica coffee or not. Like just like the caffeine intake is like I'll be in a meeting. I'm like, we got to get this over. I got so much to do. Like, I swear. Favorite Mohawk Valley restaurant?
Ooh, so many. Can we do breakfast and dinner?
I guess.
All right, I got to shout out to my sister's place, which is Rosie's Diner out in Oriskany. Hands down, the best pancakes and French toast
We
I've
were just
ever
talking
had.
about pancakes.
I
What the
know.
heck?
You've got to try it.
Okay.
Biggest, freshest pancakes. I still don't know her recipe to this day. And then dinner is Cafe Del Bono.
My mom loves it there.
Good
Yeah.
pick.
That's a good one. Heather?
I have so many, but I'm going to go Modus.
Okay.
I really love Modus.
Honestly, I haven't been there in a while now that I just re-clicked in my head. I'm going to have to make a rest there.
We have so many good choices.
One word to describe Griffiths Institute culture.
Mind blower. What do you got?
I thought that was your word. I was gonna be like, what do you mean by that? Okay.
Mind
I was just
blower?
thinking the question was a mind blower.
Agile.
Okay.
And in such
You
a
don't have
great
to explain,
way.
but you totally
No.
can.
Yeah, no. We have such a dynamic crew that works for Griffiths Institute. They are all unique, but they are all committed to our mission. And each and every single one of them is so agile. They're willing to help out at any given time with anybody. I've never seen that before in an organization or a company where it's not my job. It's how can I help you? And so agile is the first word that comes to my mind.
I'm going to go invigorating.
Okay.
It is. We're an adrenaline organization.
I can-
If you come. You've all
don't
been in
say.
our place, right? You step in, and there's always a big challenge and a bunch of people who are not afraid to try to solve it. And it's very difficult. The work that we do is very difficult. We're disrupting education and science and the way companies get built and developed and how technology moves from hand to hand. And that's not work for the faint of heart. And so just being involved, just taking these shots that we take to look at the way things are, envision them differently, and then keep trying to make them better is invigorating. I leave a lot of the time at night. We're walking out of the office like, man, I'm tired and I feel great. We did some stuff.
We did,
did
stuff
some
today.
Stuff done.
With that, your favorite way to recharge?
I love the spa. I get a lot of massages.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
I know.
That's probably my favorite. But I also am just a homebody. Like just be home with
enjoying
my
your
kids,
mortgage.
not doing anything in particular. No, I don't have one.
Okay. Melissa?
I would say anywhere that I'm with my family, my husband and my kids is a recharge. So you'll find me on like the sports field cheering them on, my 2 younger kids. And then concerts are my go-to recharge.
Okay, yeah, that's a good
Melissa's
one.
a real music buff. She goes to tons of shows. You are.
I wouldn't say a real music buff.
Did you go to Brantley Gilbert?
I don't know who sings
No.
what.
See, I'm selective, but I'm not. I don't know any of his music.
Honestly, I only knew a few songs too, and I like country, but there was like 20 of us, so I was like, this is great.
I heard he put on a good show.
It was amazing.
I went to a Queen impersonator. I took Sophia, my daughter, who Morgan
I love
was
her.
obsessed with, is
She
Morgan's
doesn't-
spirit
I
animal.
met her twice, but I love her.
Oh my gosh. She loves Queen. She is a music aficionado. She is like the DJ of our house and of our summer. Like, what's our summer playlist? She's like, oh my God, let me tell you, I have all these songs.
Can you
So
send it to me?
she
Can we make a
loves
Spotify playlist and just share the link? That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. I'll put her on that as soon
Thank
as I get
you.
home tonight. So we saw this Queen impersonator. It was absolutely awesome in Syracuse last week. But that's like, I know big name bands. The rest of it is completely lost on me. Mike called me to say, the Killers are coming to Turning Stone. I was like, oh my God.
Who's that?
What do they sing? He's like, you totally know what they sing. So
You
it's
probably
always like a
understand.
battle because I mispronounce and don't. I don't know pop culture like most people do. I find myself very confused why anyone cares like what the princess of whatever is doing. I do.
One thing you could add to the Mohawk Valley, or you would want to add to the Mohawk Valley.
Top golf?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that one, Melissa.
I think I got to agree with you on that one.
Right?
Every time I go down to Texas, I have to go to Topgolf, and we always say we wish we had it back home.
I mean, there's also like strategic stuff like a venture fund for tech startups.
Yeah,
Like, I got a whole
I
list.
honestly, I thought
I got a
that's
whole
where we
list
were
of
going to
those
go,
things. But
I'll take Topgolf.
But Topgolf rocks. So Trader Joe's too.
That one.
Scaling
probably
pancakes, man.
That's
The scaling
probably at the
pancakes
top of
at
my
Trader Joe's are
list.
the best.
Honestly, next time I go, I'll drop you off whatever your order is. Just make your favorites list.
Okay, she'll do.
Well, thank you guys so much for both joining me. This was awesome to learn all about golf tournament, coffee and concepts, what's going on at Griffiths Institute this summer. How can people get involved or learn all about what you guys have going on? Or get in touch with you, I guess.
Visit our social. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Follow us there. Head to our website, griffithsinstitute.org, or stop by. We offer tours of the facility at Innovari frequently, and we'd love just to see your face. And stop in at a Coffee and Concepts.
Love that. Well, thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you, Morgan.